it's time to dish with D. That's me. It's time for another Hot Topics for Weight Loss. I just want to go over one thing real quick. These hot topics are things that I always found Weight Watchers was lacking. Now, their topics are fabulous, don't get me wrong, but when you've been going there as long as I have, they've been recycled and recycled and recycled and recycled. These topics are raw and sometimes aren't always positive. Sometimes they're just very dark, but we all go through these things. You know, when you're on your journey for a long enough time, you have good days, you have bad days, you have light times, you have dark times. So these hot topics are covering pretty much a little gamut of everything. And while I try to be as honest as I can, I know sometimes too much honesty, a lot of people can't handle. And like I said, I don't want to apologize for it because I think this is things we need to hear and truths that we try to shut out. And I know this because I was one of them. I was a person who shut out a lot of the truth about her weight loss journey. I did. Why I was heavy for so long was a lot of reasons. And a lot of reasons I didn't want to admit because that would make me what? Weak? Wrong? A lot of things. But I'm trying with these hot topics to touch it in a place that you haven't been touched yet. That sounds really bad. But you don't try to say, touch a part of your brain that you haven't thought about or refuse to think about. So that's what these hot topics are for. They're to go to that piece that nobody wants to talk about because it's taboo to say these things. So that's where I come from. And I come from a place of caring and kindness, and I'm a straight talker. If anybody knows me personally, I'm not fluff. I am a person who doesn't hold, I don't say things you want to hear. I say things I think that need to be said and need to be heard because it's the truth. And I think life is too short not to deal with the truth. Especially now during this pandemic time. If you haven't learned anything, life is really, really short. And I found too with my journey about lying to myself all the time. I lied to myself constantly. I didn't believe I was as big as I was. I didn't see it. I didn't want to see it. But the truth was it was there. And pictures never lie. My mirror always lied, but my pictures never did. So I had somebody also leave me a comment about they wanted me to talk about portion size when eating out. And just eating out in general. Now, eating out, I found, has been so much better on the Freestyle/Blue plan than it ever has in all of my Weight Watcher journeys prior. Could it be that a lot of the lean proteins are zero? That could be it. But yes, all lean proteins, turkey, chicken, well, white, of course, the white parts of the turkey and chicken, and all the seafood, all 0 points. You can't beat that with a stick. And if you go into dinner with a decent amount of points, you could throw a potato in there. You could throw some rice in there. And a lot of times I do that. I don't go out and go, oh, I can't eat anything, or I'm going to have a salad. I'm done with having the salad as an entree thing. I'm done. I'm not paying $20 to have salad as an entree. I can have a salad at home. I go out there and I have a beautiful piece of grilled chicken, some grilled fish, some shrimp, scallops. Heck, I even have steak. Because why? Because it's all on plan. It is all how we perceive things. If you go out with the attitude that, oh, I'm out, I'm just going to have what I want and I'm not going to care because I never go out. I understand that. But you always need to be mindful of what you're eating and the size that you're eating, especially if it's not a 0 point food, like a steak, a pork chop. You need to know what the size is. And basically, we've eaten enough to kind of generally know what it is. What I always do, and even like if you have a recipe, like say you have like it winds up being like a casserole type order that you ordered, and you said, how do I point this? It's not a restaurant that's on the restaurant guide in your app. I said, well, I like to deconstruct it. I take the recipe and look what's in it. There's onions, there's peppers. Okay, there's 0. There's shallots. There's 0. There's mushrooms. There's 0. There's cheese. There's points in cheese. There's cream. There's points in cream. But you're not eating the whole entire container of cream. You have a couple of tablespoons. I'm sure there's some olive oil on that. Throw a point or two at that. You just have to give it something. And I tend to give it a little bit more, not a lot more. I don't sit there and give something 20 points when it's not, just because I want to be careful. No, that's unrealistic. You give it what you think it needs. Could be 10 points, 50. You just have to, and like I said, if it's a piece of, a steak that It'll tell you 8 ounces. On the menu, a lot of times will tell you how big the pork chop is, how big the steak is. And then you go in the app and you look up the size, what's the points for pork and steak, depending on what type of steak you have. We have filet, a New York strip. So it gives you that. So that's a help too, because most restaurants sell their steaks and pork by the ounce. So it kind of gives you a hint. You're able to look that up. But I always try, like say you go in to unexpectedly go to a restaurant you didn't plan to go, and you didn't stock up enough points. What do? Do you not eat? Do you eat the entree salad? Heck no. Again, I do not go out to eat an entree salad. I'm just not doing it. I try to, if I don't have enough points, didn't plan on it because we didn't know we were going out, then I don't have the starch. Then I won't have the rice or the potato. I'll have a double order of vegetables. I'm saving points, but I'm not sacrificing taste because girls, you know, you get that zucchini and that spinach out, it's so good. So yeah, that's what but most times, very rarely do I never not know, but it happens, all of a sudden you're at church, hey, let's go out. Who feels like going home and cook? Not me. So yeah, I definitely, when somebody offers to take you out to dinner, you go. You don't sit there and say, oh, I can't. I'm on Weight Watchers. No, Weight Watchers, we are on plan. We can eat out. And like I said, especially on the blue and purple plans, even on the green plan, you just have to measure your protein. And most restaurants will tell you how much you have. And really, and if it's chicken or turkey, even if it's not white meat, seriously, how much damage is turkey or chicken gonna do? Realistically, it's not. If you've had a really good day, really good week, don't worry about it. We have to stop stressing over things like, oh, I can't eat dark meat chicken, I can't eat dark meat turkey. It's all good. If we're on the plan 85% of the time, the extra 15 will wash out, usually. I don't want to sit there and say, all right, go off 15% off this week, just go hog wild. Just be mindful of what you eat. Know what you're eating. If you have a salad, sometimes there's cheese on it, sometimes there's croutons. Is there 5 points worth of that? No. Look, if you have a tablespoon or a teaspoon sometimes, you just kind of give it some points. And salad dressings are always a trouble. I try the DDP, dip don't pour. Hungry Girl always said that, DDP. So when I'm out, DDP, I dip my salad in the dressing, or you dip the tines of your fork in the dressing and then grab your salad. So you have a little bit of that dressing. Because if you pour all that on, yeah, you don't want to waste points on dressing, on oil. And a lot of times it's not the good oil. When they're out, when I make my salad dressings at home, I do that really good extra virgin olive oil. They're not using that out. A heavy mayonnaise based, and they're using the crap mayonnaise, not the light mayonnaise. It's that industrial, So just be mindful of what you eat. And you can do it. Does it take thought? Yes. Does it take work? Yes. You definitely have to be aware of your food. And if you get a plate of food that comes to you at a restaurant and it looks like way too much, ask right away for a takeout box. Like say you're having pasta. Girlfriend loves her pasta, but you know what? It's a lot of points. So I ask if we go to a nice Italian restaurant, and I'm very pasta conscious. I like only pasta from certain restaurants. Being growing up Italian, you just get to be a snob. I'll say it, I'm a snob. So I don't always eat pasta out. Depends on where we're at. Now, if I go to a restaurant that has homemade pasta, you bet your bottom bippy I'm having it. Gnocchi, cavatelli, ravioli. Yeah, I'm going to do it because I don't go to this restaurant that much. And yes, it's known for their pasta. It's homemade. Girlfriend's having it. What I do is I ask for either my husband and I will split it, or I'll ask for the takeout container and I'll bring it home because I put the portion in there, close it, and I put it to the side. If it's in there, I'm not going to go back and touch it. Am I perfect every time? Oh, hell no. Now, there's some days I eat that whole plate. I'm human. Never forget that you're human because you know what? Some days you want a little extra pasta. And do you deserve it? Absolutely. So I just want you to enjoy what you're eating, know what you're eating, and track what you're eating. Because when you track it, it counts. You are able to be more accountable to yourself. And eventually the tracking, like I told this to a lot of people in my life, if you track long enough, you get really good at it. And yeah, you could probably back off the tracking eventually because you've done it so much. You know what this is, you know what that is. You can go in your head. But until you get to that point, you need to track. I always say, the more you track, the more you can eat. And my leader always says, only track on the weeks that you want to lose. Because when you are accountable to it, You won't eat as much because you're out of points. Oh, I can't eat anymore, I'm out of points. You can have some 0-point foods, but you have to watch the calories because, you know, if those other pointed foods you had a lot of calories, you'll go over your, you know, it's a whole hot mess some days. It really is. But that is the gist of this. I hope you enjoyed this hot topics for weight loss. If you have any ideas or topics, leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to vlog for you. Have a great day. We will dish another day. And don't forget, there's a recipe that I find that I enjoy. I link it in, they're like Weight Watchers. I link it in the description box. So it's an Emily Bites or, you know, Skinny Taste or something I've seen that I like, looks amazing. So there you have it. That's it for today. Have a great day. We will dish another day. And remember, you're only one meal away from being back on track. You have that pasta. Forgive it, move on. I've done that way too many times to tell you. Have a great day. Bye-bye, folks. And it's starting to rain.